Hey guys, Billy Davidson here with Davidson Pressure Wash Painting, Hammond, Louisiana. I want to show you something when painting curbing. This may help you out a lot. Also, if you're looking for a lot of information on parking lot striping, painting curbing, ADA markings, fire lanes, all that stuff, we developed something called the All Pro Parking Lot Striping course. You can find more information about that in the description. Also, there'll be a pinned comment that'll lead you to the course. So when you looking at curbing right here, oftentimes we want to paint this with a machine, meaning we will set our machine up and calibrate everything properly, choose the correct paint, change the viscosity of the paint, choose the correct spray tip, and walk this. But we can't do it in this situation. A couple reasons why. We have this little inset in the concrete, this little groove. That's not the main reason. Main reason is this concrete is very unlevel because of drainage. There's some, and you might not could tell it on the camera, especially here at night, but there's some big dips in it. And if you try to run a machine down this and paint it, as that machine runs across these divots and dips, it changes the apex of the spray pattern that is striking the curbing. And not only, you're not going to be painting all of the curbing, but you can go above the curbing and get it on this decking here, or you can miss the curbing altogether and get it on the ground. So in these situations, we elect to hand paint it. And trust me, it's not fun. Pays really good. We charge about a linear footage on this. If you need some help on pricing some of this stuff out, also the striping course has a bunch of that information in it as well. Approximately an hour and a half to 2 hours of video content on how to price this out. But even if you're hand painting it, you can get professional results and still make professional money. So think about that. If you're estimating some of your parking lot striping jobs and you have a ton of curbing, you got a note to self: can you do this with a machine, or will you have to hand paint it? That changes not much so much as the price, but it does change the time allocation for that certain project. And of course, we knew this well in advance, that it would be difficult to put the machine on this just because it's so unlevel. So like I said, it doesn't really change the price all that much, because the customer's only going to pay that standard price for linear footage on this curbing. But we do know we need to bring some extra tape, some hand tools, and allocate a man out here for about 45 minutes to an hour to paint this stretch of curbing, and you're good to go. But if this thing surprises you and you're all set up to spray this and come to find out you can't, then you're not prepared to hand paint it. And then sometimes you can't complete the job that night, and that means a second trip out. And then it may rain, it may have some vehicles parked in the way, on and so forth. So knowing this up front, knowing that if you're going to paint curbing with your machine, that concrete needs to be relatively flat and also bumpy free. This concrete's in pretty good shape, but I've been in some blacktop parking lots where you roll the machine around there and it's just horrible. I mean, you can pretty much beat it out of alignment. It's so bumpy. So sometimes we won't do that either. Sometimes we have to hand paint it because it's so bumpy. Another thing you want to look at, if you are spraying with a machine, you may have to adjust your tire pressure when you run across some of these expansion joints. If they're pretty significant expansion joints, which is one right here, it's not too bad. But even sometimes those expansion joints is too bumpy to roll over with incorrect tire pressure. So a lot of that does play a part in making it look good, having a professional outcome on a job. So think about that, guys. Remember, parking lot striping, there's a big need for it out there, man. Ride around, go look at some of your parking lots in your area, and I can about guarantee you there's a bunch of them need to be striped. And there's a couple reasons for that. Oftentimes, there's no one in the area that can perform the service. I mean, we get called all over the United States. I've striped in many, many states, far from home, just because there's no one service provider in that area. And number two reason is, there is a service provider in that area, oftentimes they're booked up for months, as we are. We booked out into February of 2022. So I don't know when you're watching this, but from that point, we're several months booked out. So striping is a very niche market, pays really good, and there's a big need for it. Matter of fact, there's a lot of codes and regulations dictate to a property owner that this stuff has to be done periodically and be well kept. It's kind of like, unlike pressure washing, sometimes they don't have to pressure wash the parking lot, but they definitely have to paint those lines. Again, guys, if this has been helpful, please consider hitting that subscribe button. We're just recently got over 10,000 subscribers, and each and every one of them mean the world to us, and we appreciate those subscriptions, and we hope that we can earn some more, and we look forward to earning yours. Please hit that like button. Leave a comment below if you have a question. I'll be reading through them. Again, I'm Billy Davidson here with Davidson Pressure Washing Painting, BillyDavidsonVIP.com, and I hope to see you in the next video.